Okay. So we're outside of Warehouse Live with Sylar. Can you guys introduce yourself?
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Jayden. I do vocals.
Hi, I'm Miguel, and I do guitar and vocals.
Okay. How long have you guys known each other, and how did you meet?
We've known each other for roughly about 2 years, which was when we really put the band together. But we met on tour, so at least him and I did. Some of the other members we've met home, and him and two of the other guitarists just know each other. It was kind of like a mutual friend thing.
Pretty much, just with bands. We had old bands, and we toured together, and then just became soulmates.
Soulmates, yeah.
Okay. How did you guys come up with the name Sylar?
It actually comes from this show called Heroes. It was like a real big show, I feel, in about, I don't know, it was about 3 to 4 years ago. But basically, Sylar was the name of the main villain in the show. And his hunger for power and his, like, I don't know, his hunger to be, like, the best he could be in that show was what drove me to pick that name at the time. Because, you know, we're from New York City, so we're stuck in a scene where, not only in our scene, but we're stuck in a city where everyone's trying to be the next big thing and trying to do the thing. So it's like, to me, seeing how much that character wanted to be the best and just take complete control inspired me to really do that with the band. So plus I thought her name sounded really cool, to be quite honest. So we all decided to just take that name.
Okay. So recently, Sylar has been touring nonstop. How has that affected the band? Like, it could be positive or negative.
Positive. Yeah, I mean, we're playing together more, so now it's just, I mean, I still get the jitters every night. Don't get me wrong, but it's more of a thing where, I mean, I could say we're more comfortable with each other. So I don't know, it makes you closer, right?
Right. We became closer not only as bandmates, but as friends and kind of like a family now, which is hard. Because a lot of bands don't even get along, So we've gone closer with everybody, not just him and I. It's like we're all really close. So the touring, I think, helped, and then it has its negatives, but that's just like missing home and stuff like that. But we're pretty happy.
Yeah, not saying it's all like pretty colors all the time, because
right.
There's definitely like your dark times, but no, it's definitely brought us, I don't know, together, and just to understand more what it is that we're supposed to do to keep this going,
Yeah, so what was your favorite tour to be a part of?
It's a tough one. Wow, so I don't know. We haven't toured that much, so I would say we've done like 4 to 5 tours, but they've all been so sick. And my favorite, I don't know. I love this tour. I love the tour before that. I can't pick one yet. Maybe ask me another time, but I can't. They're all awesome so far.
For me, best tour. Well, I had the most fun at the Veroutis because we had a lot of kids yelling at us. But honestly, probably our first tour together, which was like a run with like the band Attack, that was probably my favorite because I was so shocked by everything going on around me that I didn't really understand, but I had a lot of fun, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Our first time together. We didn't even practice. Like, we didn't even play together. We just went out and did a Attack tour, and that was it.
Yeah, it wasn't even like a full tour. It was 5 days. We had just recorded with Caleb Shomo. At the time, he was in Attack, now in Beartooth. And we had just done an EP. And then, whatever, we went home, and he just called me one night randomly. It was just like, dude, what are you doing for the rest of the week? And I was like, nothing. He's like, do you want to go on tour with Attack for 5 days? And we were like, fuck yeah. Straight local bands, like, just getting started. And to go out on that stage and for 5 nights, play in front of those type of crowds, it was really cool. It definitely, I don't know, it made us really want it because we could see what that band was doing, and we were seeing what it could be like. So I agree, that was actually a really good time.
Okay, so To Whom It Was Concerned was released through Racer and Tie in the month of May this year. Are there any plans for any future releases, like next year or something?
We are working on new music. As far as an official release, we don't have anything really, but we are working on new music. We always are. We certainly don't want to write the same album twice. So I mean, we have, even though we've been touring, we've been talking and just staying in the zone, trying to make sure that for our next record we top our first record, and we basically want to do that every single time.
So what is the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you? Like, it could be on stage or off stage.
On tour, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh man, so I fell on stage. That sucked. That sucked. I will never forget that day. It was the first night of tour. We were on a short run with. It was actually early this year, right before our record dropped. We were on a run with Ice on Kills on our way to South by Southwest, right? And it was our first night of tour. I was off for like 3 months. We were all off, and I don't know. We just came out on stage. We were playing, and then there was a drop in one of our songs, and I dropped real hard with the song. And as I dropped, I lost all my balance, and I just kept just falling backwards. And I tried real hard to stay up, but I fell. And then this is the embarrassing part. I tried making it seem like there was a cable around my feet that like I don't know, that I tripped on and I actually fell on, but there was nothing. So I'm literally laying on the floor for like forever. Well, it seemed like forever at the time because I'm on the ground and I'm just like trying to look for cables to wrap my feet around, but there was nothing. So that was pretty embarrassing considering the fact that I looked back and he was laughing and so was everyone else. But I mean, that's me. That's my most embarrassing part for sure.
Right. My most embarrassing. Wow. I don't have a story like that, but I mean, I've broken strings and like kept playing guitar, and that's tough. But I mean, I don't have anything like I haven't fell on stage or anything like that. So for me, embarrassing stories that are appropriate. Nah,
That are appropriate.
nah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, nah. I don't have any.
Okay. What else can we expect from Sylar in the future?
New music. More music. Music. That's all you should be expecting from us. It's music.
It's new music and it's cool because the way I see it, it's like and more touring of course and just better Sylar every time because it's just like it's playing music and doing this thing and my opinion, and when I say my opinion I mean the rest of the band because we talk about it and we're all on the same page. It's like it's like playing a sport. The more you play it, the more you train it, the more you study it, the better you get at it. You create your own style, and that's what we're trying to do with our music. So that's what you could expect out of Sylar. A better Sylar, a better record, and yeah, just more touring. So if you still haven't seen us yet, you definitely will because we're trying to play everywhere we possibly can. So
The world is what we're trying to do.
yes, a better Sylar for sure.
Okay. What inspired you to pursue music?
The Deftones. That's who inspired me to do music. I mean, once I really heard like the heavier side of music, which was the Deftones for me. That was like, that was it. I was thinking about that the other day. So, yeah, that's it.
Well, there's a lot of bands obviously that have inspired me to pursue music. Deftones being one of them, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, Korn. At least those were like the bands that were like prime at the time where I just got into music. But honestly, what made me really want to get into music was just vibing with it at first. I like went to concerts, but not really because I was younger and I couldn't go. My mom wouldn't let me. But I started going to a church, and every Sunday they would do live performances. And like, the more I went to church, and the more I felt like the vibe of the music, regardless of what it was, made me want to do that. And I don't know. Gradually, I just realized that this is what I wanted to do, and here we are. So it's really just vibing with the music, like you said. Nothing. It's a high.
Moment.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's seriously like it's a natural high out of this world. Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely.
And
Like,
not even because I don't feel a certain way when I'm playing in front of people. It's like I don't really hear anything when I'm playing. I just know what I have to do and I feel it. But legitimately, I really don't hear anything. It's just like a release of everything that we were stressed about at any point, and it's all gone after that.
it's all about the vibes, and to pursue it full time like I'm doing now, it's because I feel this is what I do best. That's the way I feel, and that's the way we feel. So yeah, that's what we pursue. We want to get better at it and be the best we possibly can.
What inspired the album To Whom It May Concern, and is there any meaning to the title?
Yes. There's actually a big meaning behind the title. All of us and you and everybody else out there, we've all had those songs, or that record, or that one. I don't know, that one tune in specific that like you sat down and you're just like, dude, I feel like that was written for me, and I don't know, that's been a big thing for me in music because music has helped us so much, all of us, in every way, and like the way I saw it is like, if music is really that universal, then we could write a record that's going to touch so many people out there. So the title To Whom It May Concern There's 12 tracks, and basically the way I see it is I wrote these lyrics, we wrote these songs. If you connect to that song, then that song was written for you, to whom it may concern. It's an open letter. So if you relate to our album, then that song was there for a reason, because everything happens for a reason. So that's a big meaning behind the record. Just writing a record for everybody.
Okay, so I'm gonna start asking fan questions. Baconator63 on Twitter asked, "What's the best thing about touring?"
The best thing about touring, memories, number one. And yo, honestly, this might sound a little cheesy, but meeting fans. Meeting fans is so unreal, because I was that person. I made a line for 4 hours in a white t-shirt in the middle of December just so I wouldn't have to hold on to a jacket to mosh and sing for my favorite band. And to fast forward a few years later, be in that position now, in the complete opposite position, it's like unreal. It's surreal. It's literally my favorite thing, which is why I don't mind, and neither of us do. We don't mind talking to fans and just communicating with them when we meet them in person, because it's a dream. So at least that's me.
For me, it's more the traveling. Love the traveling, seeing a soccer stadium, and I'm a huge sports fan, so like seeing all the stadiums through the country from all the teams that I hate and like, which I only like one team in each sport. Let me just say that. But that, and then for me, the fans, but not in the same connection as his. It's the connection that I have with them on stage as they're watching me, whether they're hating me or they're loving what we're doing. Those feelings I don't really get anywhere else. So it's kind of like the stress-free situation. You know, I play music and I love the energy that I get back from the fans. So that's why I really like it.
Yeah, it's, at the end of the day, playing music is awesome. And being able to play music every day as a job doesn't get any better than that.
Touring is the hard part. Playing music is why we tour. So at the end of the day, the only reason why we love touring is
music.
Okay, Brianna wants to know, what are your opinions on your fans?
They're fucking awesome. Straight up, they're fucking awesome. If you guys weren't going on Twitter like, hey, Sylar's fucking awesome, hey, Sylar this, Sylar that, or to our personal things, like, it wouldn't be out there, you know? If our fans weren't coming to our shows buying our t-shirts and someone else seeing a t-shirt and being like, hey, who is that band? Or if they weren't just, I don't know, it's like, a lot of bands say it, but it's because it's true. Like, you can't be a band without your fans. So we fucking love our fans. They're awesome.
I don't even know how to
it's like,
express the appreciation we have for our fans. It's like, it's impossible to tell our fans like how much we really appreciate them.
Yeah,
I can't tell them.
For sure, we could seriously just sit here and just talk about it all the time. But
Sound like, well,
it's unreal. It's awesome. Seriously, we love them. I love you guys.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Okay, JW Drumming on Twitter said, "Would you ever headline a tour in 2015?"
I mean, we don't know well, we do know some things for 2015, but we don't know that too far into the year. But I mean, like, you know, headlining in the future is definitely something we would like to do, but we just want to grow more and more as a band, so that when we do have our headliner, it's a good headliner. We are bringing kids, and kids are coming out to see us. So for now, we're just very excited to be out supporting bands, and even bands that are our favorite bands. Like, we're on tour with fucking Amir and the Acacia Strain. Like, that's fucking sick.
That's like top 2 favorite bands for all of us.
Like, if you told me 5 years ago, like, dude, or even 4, like, what am I talking about? If you told me, like, yo, straight up, you're going to be on tour with Amir and the Acacia Strain, I'd be like, all right, dude, sure. So, no, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Let's see. On Facebook, enjoys something. Which is your favorite city so far that you have toured on?
Ooh, well,
You have to say Houston.
we're in one of them. Hey, we're in one of them.
Texas is one of our
Texas shows love. What else? California. It's like
Cali.
Texas,
Chicago.
California's awesome. Chicago.
Illinois is like awesome.
Usually like the major cities, but
Florida.
There's so many cities, but we've also like
Kentucky.
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 Dude, we played there for the first time on our first tour with the record we just dropped, our debut record with For the Fallen Dreams, and Kentucky, you know, like I'm from New York City, like I don't know that much, honestly, and then
Kentucky
like,
Fried Chicken.
yeah, I just,
You know?
it's not a major city, and then we went on stage, and I was like, it was the first time ever where I couldn't even hear my own vocals because the kids were singing so loud, and it was just so overwhelming and just so awesome. When they're second time, same thing. So that's definitely one of our favorite cities, and yeah, insane. I'm glad you said Kentucky. I forgot.
Those are the kind of shows. If we play in the middle of somewhere like Idaho or Kentucky, and we have such a great reaction, those are the kind of shows where we look at each other on stage, which we try not to do, and smile at each other, you know, because it's so like humbling almost. It's just great. I love Kentucky.
Because you hear, hey, they're going to California, so you're like, cool, California gets down. They're going to New York City gets down. You hear something like Kentucky, or I don't know, we've played places where we're just like, all right, boys, tonight might be a tough one, and then we just get out there, and it's like all these kids that I've never seen in my life, so it's really awesome. There's a lot of cool cities out there, for sure.
Okay, so Jose on Facebook said, would you ever tour with Not Tonight Josephine?
Unfortunately, I've never heard of them. I'm sorry.
Like, I had to Google if that was actually a band. I feel bad for that, but I didn't know. Toby on Facebook said, what inspired you guys to go the direction you guys did?
Oh, man, this is going to be a long answer. Yo, again, vibes. Because, you know, like, he sings the clean parts, I do, like, the rapping parts and the screams or whatever, but right before we went into the studio, because you know, we wrote a lot of things on the road, we wrote lyrics on the road or just at home or anything, but we would talk a lot just with the band, like, dude, we're gonna go into the studio and like make this super heavy record, like gnarly in your face, boom, 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 and honestly, we like went into the studio and lack of better words, we did whatever we wanted. And we came out with this record, and that was all out of vibes because we would go there and just sit down and, you know, bring the parts that we had already written, work with them, take what was there and just make it better and just vibe. And we just kept vibing, and it to me it's just kind of like a flashback because then we finished the record after vibing so well. It was literally just like, yo, this is an emotional part. Like, let's do this. This is what belongs here. And I put the track listing together, and we sat down and listened to the record, and we were like, wow. This sounds like a record, and we literally just came here and we did what we wanted, not what, I mean, I'm not saying every band does it, but there are a lot of people, musicians out there, just not in this scene, that would go into the studio and be like, hey, we have to do this part and this part because this is what people like, and this has to happen. That wasn't the case with us. It just flowed. It was like, yeah, it was like a river, just a straight flow, and it was awesome, and we're very looking forward to doing that.
And we
again.
used our influences. Don't get us wrong. Like, we use like what we like.
Yeah,
but
of course.
It's we didn't like think of something and then like copy something. We just kind of like felt like, all right, think of an emotion or somebody or something that hurt you or made you feel hopeful and put it in a song. And me and him kind of like did that when it came to like writing lyrics. The music was, you know, put together, and then me and him, like, you know, we came up to each other in mirrors, and it's just like we both have like really tough relationships, or, you know, any relationships with our fathers, and we just talked about that and came out with our song Mirrors. And we feel the same way about a lot of the same. We're very similar in our band. Like, we're all very, very similar.
And that's just one song. Just in general, it's the vibes. I even say it a lot on stage, like, yo, vibe with me, because I feel like that's what it's all about, you know, like, especially in music. It's like, yo, if you're vibing with someone, if you're vibing with a crowd, if you're vibing with a song, if you're vibing with a note, anything, you know, it's like, and that's what happened with the record. It was sick to just have a drink, hang out with your friends, hang out with our boy Caleb, who produced our record, who's also a great friend of ours, and literally just sit there and write music. It was awesome. It was really sick. Can't wait to do it again.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up. Anything you'd like to say?
I'd like to say thank you to you guys. Thank you to our fans. It's seriously so crazy to know that, like 6-7 months ago, we dropped our first record, and I mean, I'm not saying we like made it, but like we've done some serious tours this year, and it's honestly humbling. It's very humbling to go from like playing bars down the street from us, like from my house, to, you know, just doing a whole local band thing, to now be a nation, I don't know, just touring nationwide.
6 months we did our record, and now we're touring with a mirror.
Yeah, it's like,
Think of it that way. Like 6 months we were nothing, and it's not like we have like all these doors and we're like just jumping. Like 6 months ago we were nothing, and now we're on tour with probably like two of my favorite bands ever. That's pretty wild.
well, at the end of the day, point is, it might not mean a lot to other people, but to us it means the world. And yo, straight up, thank you to our fans, like all the people that supported, bought our album, came to the shows, hit us up online, all those things. Like, we just couldn't be more thankful.
We wouldn't be here without our fans. I'd be home trying to get a job.
Probably. And yeah, our fans, our awesome label for always taking care of us, our whole management team, booking agent, Sean, Nick, everyone. That's it. And yeah, 2015 should be awesome. We will see us in a lot more places, and a better Sylar will for sure keep coming. So.
Well, that was Sylar. I'll see you guys later.
Peace.